Welcome back to the Very Simple podcast. Your host, Randy Valero, Mike Nelson, the ones and twos. We got Samantha Hale finally.
Hello, finally.
And it's up to me. I fucked it up. She's a busy gal, and, she travels on Sundays.
We're both busy, so it's okay.
I know we're both, but I try to make Sunday afternoon, because I think people are usually back. It's like, you're working Sundays on the road.
It's been cool.
That's how you know you're busy.
Weekends.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, but we were saying, you were saying, aren't all boys in their hearts 12-year-olds? Yes, but I believe everyone is, even women.
Oh, yeah.
Even women.
Well, 12-year-old girls, like we were saying.
No, that's the thing. Like we're all, I don't know how old you are, but I know I'm old enough.
I think we're the same age.
Yeah, I think we're roughly the same
22,
age.
obviously.
Yeah, 22, and I'm 23, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Grandpa.
People lie about it in L.A. You know what I do in L.A.? I fucking lie older about my age.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm 41.
Yeah, and I always tell people I'm 40. Whatever my age is, add 2.
Yeah, we've earned it, though. We've stayed alive this long.
No, but the thing is, in L.A., it's like, oh, shit, you're 44? You look good for 44.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
It's perception. It's bullshit.
If I were to say like 46, people, wow,
oh my
you look
God!
good.
Oh, you look great. We'll book you in this thing.
Yeah,
you'll play 37.
Yeah, but I'm at the point where I'm like, when people say, "Oh wow," I really thought you were like mid 30s. I don't know if they're telling the truth anymore. Are you being nice?
Well, they're full of shit out here.
Yeah,
back east. I'm from New York, and back east, like, what the fuck are you doing outside?
Really, you didn't give me East Coast vibe at all. At all.
No.
Oh, I love the snort. Damn, like 4 minutes in, I got to snort.
I know, you got me.
Has no one made that joke before?
Oh, no. Every time I laugh, I'm like, where are you from? Queens. Should have known. Every time, oh, really?
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why I have people bring me up in town. Like, oh, yeah. What's your credit? Just say he's from New York. It'll explain.
That's enough of a credit.
It'll let the audience know what's about. Like,
what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't expect much of you. If you say that, like, if.
See, I would expect more. I'm like, I love New Yorkers. They're badass.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, but they expect they're going to be fucking put on blast.
Yeah,
the audience knows I'm not going to take any of their shit.
Yeah.
So it sort of sets the tone.
Yeah.
Before I even get up there, he's been living for a couple years. He's from out of New York. Give it up for Randy Valero. Like, oh, okay. Like,
okay, we know what we're getting.
He's not
here.
taking any shit.
Yeah.
It's like when you're the substitute teacher, and they let them know, like, oh, he's a former Marine and he's your substitute teacher, like kind of thing. Like he's not taking any bullshit from the kids.
Substitute teacher might give you more of like a street cred than a Marine, honestly, especially if it's high school.
I know.
Kids
out
are
here,
crazy.
Out here,
they're insane.
Well, they're encircling downtown fucking detention facilities now. Apparently, teachers. That's wild, dude. I didn't even know what was going on. I woke up on Sunday and I found out, like today I woke up and I found out that 2 days of fucking protests were going on down in Paramount.
It's a lot.
That's how big LA is, folks. We live here. I haven't seen a fucking one iota of an ice.
Yeah, well, I live in the West Valley, so I don't see much of anything. All I see is
fires.
Traffic on a freeway if I'm trying to get anywhere.
And you saw the Palisades burn from afar.
Yeah, we did get pretty close to one of the fires. Did come close to us.
That Mandeville Canyon one, huh?
Gosh, which one? Oh, it was the one that was up at Victory Trailhead.
Yeah, Mandeville Canyon fire.
Yeah. It was. We were worried.
Yeah.
We packed just in case.
Oh, dude, when the Hollywood sign area, the Sunset Fire caught on fire. I'm in West Hollywood. I had to move out for a night.
Yeah,
it was just wild. I was like, wait, there's enough greenery in West Hollywood to burn this area.
There is, shockingly.
It's crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and believe it or not, I'm in the house I grew up in. How crazy is that?
No shit. So you're that local.
Yeah. People are like, so like, wait, do you live with your parents? I said, well, kind of. I mean, they're there. They don't
in the
say
yard
much.
like Pet Cemetery, but
Oh no, they're in the living room.
You prop them up. No, I'm still collecting the Social Security checks. They're dead. But when the Social Security office comes visit, I prop them up.
Yeah. How else can you afford a town?
Yeah.
In this fucking city.
Oh yeah, I decorate my dad for Christmas. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You sprinkle some confectionery sugar over his head, make it
kind of have to
make it snow on him.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a sense of humor about it, or you'll just fucking cry.
I know.
So, but people like, do you have both your parents?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay,
yeah.
So it's like this different. I can explain it.
Yeah,
to you.
I mean, the biggest loss I ever had was the loss of my mother's grandfather, my grandfather, which was right before I moved to LA. Actually, I moved out here and flew back to Boston, where I'd been living before I came to LA. And on that trip, I found out he died.
Boston and New York, dude.
I'm smothered. I am just smothered in white trash guilt, in just anger and
Why don't we have beer right now? Why do I have a vintage pop?
I know. I've been drinking today. I usually have liquor. Where is it at, Mike?
I don't know, but this is actually pretty good.
I'll pause this podcast. I'll run across to Gelson's and I'll get us around.
Thank God.
We can have a drink after. I know you got an hour to kill.
I do actually.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like you have enough guilt, and you wrap it up, and then you fucking do something with it. You know. But growing up in LA is so different because I feel like at least when you come here, like you're new. I had this conversation with Mike Lenoci and Matty Chimber, guys who started here, and Matt's not from here, but
they started comedy.
They started comedy.
Yeah,
here.
I've known Matty for a minute now.
How the fuck do you make it starting here?
It's hard.
It's impossible.
Yeah,
it's impossible because
Big
I mean,
fish.
even in New York, where you can there's like you can work your way up. I just can't see it out here. I don't know how because I feel like you get overexposed. Like this town likes new. This town is like a fucking 12-year-old boy. You know, it's not about how hot you are. It's about how new that pussy is.
Yeah, they do like shiny new toys.
Yes, it is. So how is that like?
Your perspective of not being able to make it out here is because you're from Boston or something. Think if you're from little podunk nowhere.
Yeah.
Your thought is, well, I sure can't make it fucking in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah.
So I got to go somewhere.
Yeah. It's even more dire. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to drive like a few hours to whatever the closest comedy club is.
Yeah.
And if you kept doing that, you might, what is that?
Chicago.
Yeah, which could be, which is also still a big city.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, I started in Boston. I was doing 3 open mics a night since I started. You know, like I got a lot. I don't. The only compliment I take well is when people think, "Oh, you seem like you've been doing it longer." I mean, it's a lot of stage time. I keep trying. You know, like
it does matter how hard you're working. How many stages?
I think it's all that really matters.
It does. Yeah, because people have a different pace, which is fine. You know, some people are like, I'm going to do this 3 nights a week, and some people are like, I'm going to do this 3 times a night.
Yeah.
And there's no wrong answer. Like, it's whatever fits you, because comedy's more of a marathon than a sprint.
Yes.
So you don't want to burn yourself out, but you don't want to half-ass it.
It really is. It's the only artistic profession where the older you get, it seems like the more chance you have to be popular. Right, I mean, think about it. Like Bill Burr didn't break until he was in his 40s. Burt Kreischer was in his 50s.
Right.
Joe Rogan, as famous as he wasn't as famous as he is now until he started that podcast. And he was already in his late 40s.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like Led Zeppelin pops at 22 and then you're fucking.
Yeah.
Who cares who nobody cares who Menudo is once they turn 25. Like,
right.
Remember Menudo?
I do remember Menudo, actually. Yeah, I do.
I'm sure you remember Menudo.
Oh,
that was the first boy band for anyone out there who was watching.
Right, Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Yeah.
Preteens.
And they were way hotter.
Yeah.
Way hotter.
That was Ricky Martin, right?
Ricky Martin was the young one in that.
Oh, my God. Wow.
He was like the little boy toy. There was other hotter Latin men in that.
Wow.
Real men.
Didn't they just keep replacing them with younger hot guys when they phased out, though?
Oh, yeah.
That was their whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Menudo knew what was up. So they knew what they were selling.
Yeah, I'm definitely at the age where I have to look at the audience to see, are they going to know a B. Arthur reference? Do they know what a Golden Girls is? It's not just a mug at the mall. Like, it's a real show that was on.
Dude, I had to explain. I had an old joke, and it got better when I started to explain what it was a joke about dial-up internet.
Oh,
it was a joke about the joke. I mean, you know me. The joke was really a reference about beating off when you're a kid, which is a horrible thing.
But expect it from you.
But expect it from me. But I was referencing dial-up internet, and there was a point in time somewhere around like 2019, 2020, where the audience stopped. Just when I said, well, I used to beat off on dial-up internet, and they would laugh at that.
Now they don't know.
No, then I had to explain dial-up internet. And I was like, wait a minute. It's when you had to like plug your phone in. To your computer. It wasn't a laptop. It was a box. Like you had to plug it in, and it would make it'd make a weird scratching noise.
Hear that noise.
Yeah, ding ding. You've got mail.
Yeah.
The whole the AOL login.
The You've Got Mail was like the original.
Oh.
You know when you get a like on Instagram?
Yes.
That was our dopamine hit. It was like, You've Got Mail.
Oh shit, I'm hot. I'm on it today.
I'm on it. Oh, and then don't forget the chat rooms. Like, oh yeah.
Well, that was the craziest part that I explained about the joke. It was like we used to just go into public chat rooms with complete strangers.
Oh yeah.
We're just
totally fine.
Just 25 people. Yeah. That was like I think it was 30 people was the limit per chat room. Oh my God. And you just go into a public chat room.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
And they were all obviously telling the truth about who they were and how old they were, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the big question was age, sex, location.
Yeah.
You remember ASL?
Sex was yes, please. Yeah, I remember my name. My name was Black Winged Siren. It was like I took some Tori Amos lyrics and made my name out of it, and I'm like, this sounds really seductive. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think my name was
Some
like
45-year-old dude was like,
oh yeah.
I think my name was Cash Money and some numbers because you had to have numbers because every name was taken. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I don't know why that was because I think it's because I ended up starting a theft ring on the internet.
Well, who didn't? We were all stealing music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
LimeWire.
Oh yeah. We were stealing something.
You download it. Yeah.
Oh my god. I used to be able to download like Microsoft Office for free.
I remember that. I mean, I would never
sold
do
it
that.
in my middle school. I remember. I gave them like you used to have those like what were they called? There was like it was like a 16-digit number, a serial number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Key.
That's right.
Yeah. So I sold it.
Blast from the past. Oh my god.
So I sold them a product key that got like 30 instances of Microsoft Office, and that's how my middle school got.
Hustler, baby.
Well, it's New York City, man. No one and it also wasn't a crime back then. This is before the 1990 whatever Internet Act. Like there was no. The piracy wasn't a crime. Like no one thought a 15-year-old was stealing stuff on the internet.
No. Right.
And it's that was a statute of limitations passed. Prosecute you on it.
Yeah. So there you go. I think
Prove it. Good luck.
Yeah. Do you still have that dial-up?
Yeah. It's before the Patriot Act.
Yeah. Still got that
we
floppy
haven't
disk?
recorded that.
Oh.
It's pre 9/11. Good luck.
Yeah. You're fine. Do you know my mom is from Massapequa?
Really?
Yeah. So Long Island. She moved here when she was 10, so I don't know if that counts, but I'm part New York.
No. It counts. She ran away.
Okay. She did.
She ran away.
She did. Yeah.
I mean, that's the big secret that New Yorkers don't want to tell people is that if you're born and bred in New York, you love being from there, you're proud to be from there, but you definitely want to leave.
Want to get out.
The only people that want to be in New York are people who go there after they've grown up somewhere else.
That's fair.
Every born and bred New Yorker is like, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. They're trying to find their way out. They can't get out.
Yeah, I had a roommate years ago. We were waiting tables together, and she came out. No one liked her, and one day she's like, "Samantha, I don't understand why no one likes me. They all think I'm such a bitch. It's because I expect them to show up when they say they're going to show up and do what they say they're going to do." I said, "Do you don't do that in LA?" I said, "No, we don't do that in
accountability.
LA." She was just so like, "I'm just direct." She was so like confused, and I said, "Well," and her name's Julie. We're still friends. I adore her.
Yeah.
I loved her. We got along great.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was just like, "What is wrong?" She went back to New York.
Yeah, accountability is a big problem.
She said, "Bye."
She's like, "Well, I thought you knew I was full of shit." It's like, no. In New York, they want you to tell you. People want you to tell them that you're full of shit. That's why they like Donald Trump, because he's full of shit, and he doesn't lie about it.
It's hard.
It's kind of like it's like Bill Clinton. It's like, yeah, I'm a little bit pederast, but come on.
Yeah, he was.
Come on, mistakes were made. Is how they put it. Hey, I'm not perfect. Mistakes were made.
A few.
Not me, but mistakes in general. In general were made, and I might have made some of them. That's the thing about Donald Trump. He's a piece of shit, but he says it. And this is how.
But sad. No one listens, even when he says it.
No, I know.
It's the
but
thing.
this is what's gotten sad is that we're so jaded as a society that just admitting you're lying to us is enough.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, thanks for lying. I don't want you to change it, but just thanks for lying.
It's so bizarre. I don't know what's happening anymore, honestly.
It's what we deserve as people.
This is why I love animals. I just need breaks from human beings. There are incredible, amazing, wonderful people out there who care about other people and great. And then there are other people who I'm just like, stop talking.
I know.
I just have to sit and stare at a tree to decompress sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a big outdoors guy in the same way. And I love animals for that same reason because there's no bullshit about them.
Yeah.
And what bothers me though is really the fact that people think they're not full of shit.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone knows this. Like if it's the people who don't know anything who are certain about their truth.
Oh,
in life
100%.
and how the way the world works. And then it's the people who are smart, who are kind-hearted, who want to grow, who have a lot to offer other people, who are like, maybe there's something wrong with me.
Did I do that wrong? Let me learn.
Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I have to work on something.
Yeah.
It's never stupid people who work on themselves. It's always people who
is that why they say ignorance is bliss? They don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a weird way, it is that, but it's also, I think it's a little self-sabotaging. It's like the people that you want to think about it. No good person I ever met ever thought they were a good person. They always question, am I a good person or not? Am I, I don't know, man. Maybe I fucked up on this. Maybe I'm not right.
Yeah.
Good people always question whether or not they're good people.
Yeah.
terrible people.
I must be a great person.
Yes,
I just fall
yes.
like, oh man, I did this wrong.
Yes.
What? Oh my God, what'd I do? I'll fix it.
Yeah. Like you relitigate
Like,
your
I care
past
so
in the
much.
shower every
Yeah,
morning.
Oh, every morning. Oh, my therapist is making bang. She's
You're having re-arguments in your shower with yourself. Like,
I shouldn't have. Oh my God. Well, let me look at her from her point of view. Maybe I'm
Exactly.
all the time. Even when there are times when I'm like, you're just a douche, and I know you're a douche, but I still try to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
And that's exhausting.
Exactly. But people who are not that way are usually the worst people. It's like, I know. If you say you know, first of all, you don't know.
Right.
And second of all, you have no hubris to understand that you're wrong. Like part of the I like people who have it's like that line in Training Day.
It's a great movie.
Denzel Washington's like, you gotta have a little dirt on you for anyone to trust you. You know, like I like a little people with some dirt on them. It's like, hey, I fucked up, but this is what I learned.
Yeah.
Just saying you fucked up makes me like you more.
Yeah. If you mean it. If you mean it. If you're not using it as I'm going to pacify by saying, I'm
look at this mistake I made. I really fucked up on this one, but this is what I got from it. You know.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about your human too. Like yours is like mine in that you're usually the butt of your own jokes. It's like, I don't. I haven't figured it out. Guess what, guys? I haven't figured it out, and I'm not alone. And you don't say that I'm not alone part, but that comes through your whole comedy thing, which I love. I love watching you work. Yeah.
I actually started super self-deprecating and super like I want to please, like kind of people pleaser. I want everyone to like me. I didn't want to push, and now I'm kind of at the point. You get to a certain point in life, you live enough life, stuff happens.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, all right, well, I'm allowed to have my own opinions and my own feelings, and not everyone's going to agree, and that's okay.
Yeah, you care less and less about what other people think as you get older.
Yeah, you do, which is a
nice
gift.
part about aging.
Which is
a real nice gift of aging.
100%. But I also find it's like, you ever notice the comics, if they come in, oh yeah, crushed it, oh yeah, I kill. Never. But the comic,
no good comic I've ever said.
will ever say that. But the comic who comes in, you're like, hey man, how was your set? Pretty good. God, there's just this one joke. There's just I can't get this thing to work.
They were fun, but I missed this one bit.
That's the comic.
They were fun, but I missed this one bit.
Exactly.
It's always they were fun. You never blame the crowd if they're bad.
No.
But if they're good, you don't give yourself any credit.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, there's some. I wish I would have worked on this one thing.
Yeah.
You hang on that.
And that is being an artist. We never give ourselves any credit.
Well, that's what keeps people. That's what keeps artists doing it.
Because we're not done.
No, I mean
we're
real
never done.
artists. Like, not if you're like not if you're just trying to be a flash in the pan kind of thing. Like if you're going to stay in it, you have to have some reason to like it other than the accolades. Because the accolades come and go. And they come and go quick nowadays.
Yeah. And there are going to be lots of people who don't like what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And there might be even more people who like it, but just because there's people who don't like it, that drone can get so big on the internet that you can forget about the people who are enjoying your stuff, you know? But that's one of the things I like. I like about comics that, started later or earned it later or have come up through it or any artist who's like had a rise and a fall and a rise again. It's like, all right, it's almost like I grew up in New York City and the mafia liked guys who went to jail and didn't rat. It's like, you can do time. You've been through the ringer, so we trust you. That's what I was going back to with Denzel Washington's line in that movie. You gotta have a little dirt on you for anyone to trust you. You've been through it. This is not your first fucking trip down the fame lane, and you're like, all right, this got me a little bit of something, but this is where I want to go with it, or this is who I am. I'm not going to change myself for this, and there's very little reward for that these days, but people are looking for it, which is odd. I mean, it's part of the reason I feel like podcasts have become so much more popular in the last few years, especially after the last election, because I got a sense of who he was on that. Because you can't lie for 3 hours.
True.
Like nobody could really lie for 3 hours straight and not fuck up what they said an hour earlier.
Right. Yeah. And the viewer isn't viewing, right? Yeah. It's a listener, so they're not basing. Oh well, she looks like this. I'm going to make these subconscious assumptions about this person based on how she looks.
Yeah.
Same thing with guys.
That's right.
It's like,
especially today, no matter how big YouTube is, it's still only like 20% of Joe's listeners, Joe Rogan or any podcast.
Yeah,
it's mostly audio only, and there's something about that, like having that long form conversation that you can hear bullshit in people.
Yeah,
and we're like dogs. We can't even explain why. Like, I don't trust him. Or I don't trust her. She's full of shit. Or he's lying about that.
Yeah.
But then you're like, and you hear something like, all right, that's. He sounds like he or she's earnest about what they're talking about.
Right.
You know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know what that is. Like how we as a species pick that out.
I don't know. I mean, the older I get, the one thing I do say more and more is, you know what, I'm glad I trusted my gut. I used to never trust my gut.
It is.
I had a feeling about someone. I'm like, you know what? Something feels off. And I don't think I should get too close to this person.
Yeah.
And then months, sometimes years later, something comes out. I'm like, oh, yep.
Yeah. Well, they've done studies with that very recently, where like apparently your gut bacteria has a big impact on your thought process.
Ooh, as I drink my probiotics.
It does.
Should I not be like, wait, am I helping it or hurting it?
It's fucking all connected, you know. Like that's the thing. Like, society tries to separate humanity from the animal kingdom, but we're not.
We're animals. We're completely animals.
We're always.
At the end of the day.
Just because we have words to describe what we're thinking doesn't mean we're any better. We just rationalize our instincts better than other animals. Yeah. Other animals don't have to explain why they lashed out. You know, we do. You know, but it doesn't stop you from feeling what you feel. You know, and there is a gut instinct to that. You know, and you have to trust your gut to a point, though. Because a lot of times your gut can be wrong.
Absolutely.
You know, and a lot of it is that's where self-sabotage comes in. A lot of times, you know, like you might believe something or disbelieve something, and you're like, I don't trust it. You know, this is not right.
Yeah.
But then that leads to the self-sabotage. Instead of thinking like, all right, why do I feel this way? What is making me uncomfortable at the situation? And figure out what's making you uncomfortable. And whether or not it's true, if it's making you uncomfortable to a point where you have to do that, then maybe walk away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you have to figure out, does this person remind me of someone else who's done me wrong? Or is this person triggering something that's my own shit?
Yes.
Or
exactly.
is something really up?
Yeah.
You have to be able to.
Is this me reading into it?
Yes.
Or is there something
or is this information being presented?
As I get older, that's what I sort of focus on. It's like, am I bugging out because of my bullshit?
Yeah.
Or is this for real?
Yeah.
Like that's really what stops me in my tracks now. That's how I deal with new problems. Like, am I fucking going crazy? Or is this actually right? Mm-hmm. You know, but I've lived long enough to know, one, I've had an experience to compare it to, and to know that experience might be an unfair experience to contrast it against. You know?
Yeah. And I love it when people change my mind. I love it when I have an idea of a person and then I spend some time with them. I was like, you know what? They're really cool.
It's my favorite thing.
I really love it.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about comedians. I think as a group is that we all have is that we want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
You know, because when we learn we're wrong, it's like, oh shit, there's a whole other thing I can joke about. Because in my experience, all the things I joke about are things that I fucked up on. It's never a win with me. You know, like nothing I talk about on stage is, oh, you know, I got this one right. Isn't this funny? No, it's funny when I got it wrong and I lose and I tell the story of it. You know, so to be proven wrong is one, a way to make my life better going forward, but also of something funny I can bring on stage.
Yeah.
So I wait all fucking year to be proven wrong. I can't wait to be proven
wrong. It never happens, but like I'm waiting, you know. One of these days. I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm saying, that's how you grow. Like, if you learn more from losses than wins. You know, it's something that I've learned as I've gotten older. You know, I've learned way more from losses than I have from wins. Every win I've gotten, I fucking took for granted. Every loss I've taken, fucking. You know, has been a shadow over me ever since.
Yeah. Well, wins feel good in the moment. Like they feel good. And when you're killing on stage, that feels good.
Yeah.
But when you don't do well, it doesn't feel good. But now you're forced to figure out, okay, why didn't that work?
Exactly.
Like you're forced to grow.
Exactly.
And growing pains suck, dude. They hurt. They suck sometimes. But I mean, there's so many times I'm like, I am so glad that guy ghosted me, or I am so glad that this girl yelled at me for this thing, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think those growing pains are the realest thing in life. I mean, that is the constant.
Yeah.
I've succeeded in professions I fucking hated before I got into comedy. You know, like, and you do well, or you do poorly, but you survive.
Yeah.
And I think back, I'm like, yeah, the fucking L's matter way more than the wins.
Way more.
And I sort of wear them as a badge of pride. It's like, I got through that. You know, you get through this. And even if you don't think you can get through it, you will, because you're human and you want to survive. And there's like a weird thing about that. Yeah. But what I like is looking back and making fun of them, because it's like, fuck, man, we've all done this shit. You know, everyone thinks they're the first one to have gone through it when they go through it. And then you talk to your parents or your grandparents or a stranger at a bar after a show. Shit. I'm on
or
my
you
fifth
watch a
wife.
movie that's
or
50 years old.
or
be
you
like,
read Rumi from 2,000 years ago. And it's like fucking,
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I thought we had it all figured out. They had it all figured out, and we're still fucking it up.
Yeah.
We're still going through the same growing pains because we're human. And that's the thing. Like, when people don't laugh at themselves, that's the audience I can't fuck with. When they get too tight, like, oh, we don't want to laugh at that.
And that happens.
That
happens all the time.
It does, and I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I used to get angry at them or get angry at myself. Now I feel bad for them. I'm like, oh, you guys are wasting a night.
Yeah.
We could be having a good time right now, and you guys are fucking getting weird about this shit.
Right. I just say to myself, you know what? It must be really hard to live in your head all the time.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard because you're not enjoying anything.
Yeah.
What's up? Like, well, what's happening? Yeah. And I would like to have a conversation with some of these audience members, but some of them, it's like, okay, if you want to come and sit in the front and not laugh at all, that's your choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Or worse yet, berate you after the show. It's like, hey man, you could have left.
Oh God, yeah. So why are you here? Then go. You can go. Oh, you don't like this? Get off my page.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't
Yeah,
understand.
you could have gone to the bathroom. My set was 15 minutes, man. There's another comic coming up right behind me.
Yeah, but I think sometimes people don't understand that, like, hey, listen, if there's 4, 5, 6, 7, however many comics on the show, you don't have to love them all. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. Not everyone.
It's a grab bag, baby.
Yeah, there are lots of comics that I'm like, they're
when
not.
you go to Halloween, you don't always get the candy you like.
Yeah, you eat it all anyway.
Yeah, you eat it all anyway, right? But you save your fucking nerds or whatever your favorite is, or your Snickers for later.
Yeah.
But not every fucking house is handing out what you want the most.
Right.
You had nerds as an adult. You just mentioned nerds.
I like nerds. I like nerds.
I had nerds about a week ago for the first time in maybe 20 years.
Wow, Mikey.
Oh my God.
They're sugary.
Can't touch those.
I can't.
Really?
Oh God.
Why? Too sweet?
Too sweet.
Too sweet. They are.
Too sweet.
Diabetic type 11.
Yeah, dude. You lose a foot
and all that. Yeah.
if you have any, I'm gonna lose some toes on this one.
Yeah. Some candy I might die for, but not that.
Like,
I love Sour Patch Kids. I love sour straws. Anything sour.
Straws, yeah.
Like Sour Patch straws?
The only gummies I liked were the Sour Patch because they were fucking tart.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer edible gummies now, but I'll still eat the Sour Patch.
As an adult, I want my gummies with drugs in them.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have the sugar, I might as well have some fun.
Yeah. I want some
Eating
fucking
sugar.
benefit on
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
So what are you getting at the concession stands for your movie since you have a horror movie podcast?
I do have a horror movie podcast. Yeah, it's called.
And he's a big horror movie guy.
Are you really? Okay, we need to talk about what your favorite movie. Yeah. What's your favorite scary movie? Sydney.
Oh, scary movies.
Sydney.
Scream was an amazing franchise and probably was one of the ones that got me into.
Scream is the very first horror film I saw in a movie theater.
Wow, really?
I made my poor father take me 6 times. Yeah, I loved it. Oh, I was obsessed.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching Blair Witch Project with friends, like thinking like I was the perfect age to not understand how the internet and everything quite worked.
So you thought it was real.
There was a percent, just like Santa Claus in the back of your head, like, man.
Yeah.
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 So Blair Witch was great too.
Yeah.
But then there's so many different Korean movies that are great. There's a lot of weird.
There's some incredible.
So when you guys say horror, though,
you're
you're talking about like
there's no W in front of it, Randy.
Horror, not horror.
I watch some of those too.
Not whoring.
No, I always have to say horror nerd. My show is called Horror Nerd.
Yeah. Whoring nerd.
Not horror nerd.
Horror nerd.
Yeah, actually, Dana Gould, who I adore and does my show a lot. One of my favorite jokes of his. People are like, "Well, what is your favorite horror movie?" He's like, "Oh, Pretty Woman." That's so good. I'm like, that's the most simple, beautiful, funny joke. I love you, Dana Gould. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
The beauty of that, I used to joke about how
you could say Honora now too.
I know.
I'm okay, but I'm still like mad though. I'm full on mad because Demi Moore, justice for Demi. She should have won for The Substance. She was so good in that movie.
Oh, she got caught up in that whole thing about.
It was so good.
I saw Honora. I'm like, she did great, but like Demi, come on.
No, but this is what happens when you're caught up in the drama of Hollywood.
I know.
You know.
You mean there's drama in Hollywood?
Yeah, like,
what? Not everybody loved everybody.
Like the other movie who almost was supposed to win but didn't. One trans woman fucks it up, and then everyone on the cast and the director, they don't get to win shit.
I mean, there's all kinds of.
What is that about? Like,
that movie was only there because it was a Netflix movie. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, they had to pay homage to the boss. You know, they had to tip the boss. But no, but what I was going back to is, I loved horror movies too, but I didn't. So I came from such a cinephile family that I the first time I ever saw horror movie was the original Halloween.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
My
I just got
grandfather-
my Michael Myers tattoo. Thank you.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. My grandfather like showed me that when I was like fucking 4 or 5.
That's a little early.
Yeah, no, but that's how it was in my family.
Yeah.
We like movies. Like, oh, you gotta watch this one.
Yeah.
You know, so like when people are like, oh, you know, Scream, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've been watching horror movies. You know,
You're like, I fall asleep to Scream.
yeah.
Bitch.
I mean, I've saw The Exorcist. You know,
Yeah.
like
Ooh, The
real young,
Exorcist.
and that came out before I was born. What was that? 79, 80, something like that.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah, and I was
Late
born in
70s.
83.
Yeah.
So it would have
We're
been like
both 83.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it would have been like 88 or 89. Like once I was able to like remember it.
Yeah.
You know, my family would fall asleep
Yeah.
on the couch, and my grandfather like, I'll show you this, and we'll turn we drink Pepsi and eat pretzels and watch fucking.
And isn't that a great memory that
Yeah,
you
it's
have
my
with your family?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know who I would be as a person without
Same. I would
You
have
know?
no personality,
Yeah.
honestly. No, my whole like reason for writing about horror films and kind of inevitably like creating my entire stand-up set based on horror is it's more it's kind of
Yeah.
I just kind of got bored talking about like dating and the usual. I did it, and I'm grateful for the opportunities I had. But I started really thinking about like my relationship to horror and how it's about my relationship with my dad,
Yeah,
my mom. I grew
That's the
up
thing.
with this
the
stuff.
Parallels of that resonate with the audience.
Yeah, and that's a lot of horror fans.
I feel like that's most of comedies. Is just
Yeah.
if whatever your topic you're talking about hits a chord with them, you
Yeah.
can make them laugh on that.
Right. If you
You
love
know?
it, if you're passionate,
Yeah.
they'll jump on board with you. If
Yeah.
you're like, meh, they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. They're like women at a bar. As a man, it's like, oh, what are you talking about? I don't care. Do you care about it? You know, like,
Yeah.
does it seem like you're a dynamic, interesting guy? I'll go with you.
Yes.
That's how the audience
We
is.
want to know you have passion. We want to
Yes.
know you care about things. You
Yeah.
know, even if it's something that
Yeah.
maybe isn't our thing, if you care about it, that's like, that's
and
attractive.
they want to take a little piece of you, and you want to give it to them. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this is, you know,
Hey, this is what
you
I
might
do.
not agree, but this is where I'm at.
Right.
You know, like, you got to be honest with them.
Right.
You got to give them a little something to chew on, or else they're gonna fucking eat you up. If
Yeah.
if you don't give them the bone, they're gonna eat you.
Yeah.
and you don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, I very early on into dating my boyfriend, I was like, fuck it, I'm taking him to my show. If he doesn't get it, this isn't going to work. And he loved it, and he was great, you know, because he's such a sweet, wonderful person, and I'm like this weirdo, which I say as a compliment. Weirdo is a compliment in my world.
How long have you been in this? Is this a new guy? How long has he been
No,
out?
we're about like 2.5 years in. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, how do I manage that? I
Right.
don't know. I've been
Right.
single my entire life, basically.
Yeah.
And then
Well, yeah,
finally.
I feel like it happens. This is how it happens for guys. You just wake up one day and realize, like, oh, I'm not seeing anybody else. You know, I see her every day. I guess she's my girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess we're in it.
We're in it.
That's how it happens, and I feel like I feel like every comic, female or male, is that way. Like,
Yeah. You're like, we're doing
female
this
comics
now,
aren't
right?
like normal women. They don't really,
No, we're
they don't really,
not.
they don't really hang out in that crew. You know, like normal women hate female comics. It seems like.
It was just so weird because, you know, I get the question a lot. Oh, are you guys really catty? Are you guys really awful to each other? I'm like, hell no.
No.
This is a crazy thing we're doing. We're super,
No,
at least
yeah.
the women I know, we're
Yeah.
super supportive.
Yeah.
But then I also
But
get
also
the
the male
question.
comics are supportive.
That's the thing.
Every
People are
comic
like,
is supportive of other comics.
Yeah,
we know what
we
we're
know
doing.
it's hard.
Yeah. You guys are pushing a rock uphill.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and I
with
get
fucking razor wire behind your back. Like,
Right.
We know what you're doing.
right. We know.
Yeah, it's
we
hard
get
enough.
it. We,
I'm not gonna dunk on you here.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But like people are like, oh, all the male comics, they kind of douchey, or they all douchebags. I'm like, not in my world,
No. Mm-hmm.
dude. My male comic friends would give me the shirt off their back. They would support me whatever I needed. They're fabulous.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that matters in our business is do you think they're funny and are they doing it the right way?
Yeah.
Like you know, for comedians, it's like, are they funny? Yep. Are they original? Yep. That's it.
That's
That's the only rules. Like,
Yeah.
you know, are they good at what they do, and are they original and
Yeah.
and like it's almost like are you adding to the pot of comedy or not? You know,
Yeah.
like, if you're adding
Yeah.
to the pot, you're in the group.
There-
If you're not, you can go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know?
There's a lot of comics out there who don't get the part where it's like, sure, you can be funny, but if you're not fun to hang out with and work with, go away. We'll get someone else. I would rather book someone who's slightly less funny, who's like, if you're a little bit less funny, but you're lovely and you're supportive and you're responsive and you're cool, and the other guy's slightly funnier, but you're a pain in my ass, I'm going to book the nice person.
Yeah. So when Jeff Dye took me on the road, this is the first thing he told me. He's like, dude, he's like, you're plenty funny. He's like obviously you got a long. I was like fucking 15, 18 months in. You know, he picked me up in
Wow,
security.
that's like fresh in.
Yeah. I mean, I started in Boston. I'd met him before, and I started in Boston. He saw me. He's like, "Oh, you're fucking good." You
But
want
what
to
a good opportunity,
I
though.
know. But he said, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." It's like you're good enough. And I know you get better. He's like, but more importantly, man, he's like, people like hanging out with you. Like,
Yeah.
you're good to be around. You're not a fucking pain in the ass.
Makes a huge difference.
You know, like you're a good person. You know, you're nice to the fucking staff. He's like, they remember that.
Yeah.
Like,
It goes so far.
You know, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of funny people in the world. There's not a lot of funny people who other people like to hang out with.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
who's the guy from fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm? Richard. Larry's friend, Richard.
I can't.
For his last name, I'm forgetting. I can't believe him.
Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he goes.
I guess I haven't seen Curb in a while.
That was the example he gave me. He's like, ask anyone about Richard Lewis. He's like, you love him? I'm like, yeah, fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's great. He's like, he's a fucking twat.
Oh, that's too bad.
He goes, ask anybody in LA or outside of LA. He's like, and I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not coming on my face telling you this. He's like, he's like, I was old. He was old when I got to LA 10 years before you got here. He's like, trust me, he rubs people the wrong way. He's like, and no one wants to work with him. Like, that's why only Larry works with him. He's only nice to Larry because Larry's bigger than him. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. He's like, so how big you get? Fucking be nice.
Yeah, that happens. People are like, oh, well, no, he's really nice to you.
Yeah.
But not to the people he thinks are below.
Yeah. He says, don't be that guy. He's like, just be fucking nice.
And we talk.
He's like, they're people. And that's what he said. He's like, and we know. He's like, Richard might know who the fuck I am, but he ain't getting booked at Hyenas anymore because I told fucking Randy he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So he's done
It's
here.
true, though.
You know, like whatever it is. You know, like, and it makes sense to me coming from the business world. It's like, why would you burn bridges?
I don't know.
You know, like, what the fuck is your problem?
I don't know. You think that would be common sense, but it's not.
Yeah, it's like, would you go out of your way to make a problem?
I don't know.
You know, if I have a problem, I just, never mind. I just walk away. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like this. People are like, why did he leave? Well, I don't know. Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
I wasn't having fun. But I don't fucking, I get on Twitter and I'm like, cancel this guy. You know, like,
Yeah.
she made me feel this way. Cancel it. Like, what the fuck is that?
No, it doesn't. No, it could just be like, yeah, this guy was a shit to work with, and then because people inevitably will ask, hey, what's this guy or what's this girl like? You know what? I didn't have a great time with that person.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You know.
Yeah. And it goes a long way.
Yeah.
But so how'd you meet your boyfriend? Let's switch gears. How'd you meet your boyfriend? 2.5 years. It seems you were surprised. Is this new? Is this?
I was surprised that I
show?
finally no. Actually, I have met guys at shows. There was one guy who asked me out after seeing me at
you're
the
a good
store.
looking gal. Fucking, you're funny as shit.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks. I'll come back anytime. But no, surprisingly, I had one guy ask me out. We went on a few dates, and then I did a joke about a stupid old joke about an ex-boyfriend's dick. Big deal. So no, he just had this
small deal actually.
It was actually about how he had one ball that was so big it would wrap around the other one. And this is a true story. He used to teabag people with it. This is ridiculous.
An extra
I know.
big ball?
It's so dumb. Yes, and it's such a dumb joke. And I did this joke, and this guy was like, wait. That you weren't talking about a real person, were you? I'm like, of course I was. This was my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
I'm like, how can you make that up? He's like, well, I'm never showing you mine. We hadn't slept together. And I said, well, why? What's wrong with it? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah,
he just got so upset that I was telling stories from my own life on stage. And I'm like, you know what? The guy who I wrote that joke about thought that joke was funny.
Yeah, why are you upset?
Why are you upset? He just got so weird with me. I'm like, but I'm a comedian. You've literally, you saw me do my set. It was just very bizarre. It was just very,
so
very
now
bizarre.
You did it, and now it's been 2.5 years later, and it's
He changed his mind.
Seen his penis.
Yeah, and I saw. Can you imagine? Yeah, no. I met my partner. I met him on Hinge. Believe it or not. Yeah, because I just had enough people tell me that's where I met my actual relationship there. Like not the hookup, the actual relationship. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Well, it always moves from. So every dating app starts at you meet on Christian Mingle, and then that turns into a fucking cesspool of prostitutes. And then you go to Tinder, and then you go to Bumble, and then you end up at Hinge. You always got to the new. You got to leave the bots to the next one, to the one before it.
Yeah, I got to the point where I'm like, what's free? I'll do the free one. And what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Get some jokes.
I'll meet him during the day so no one gets kidnapped.
Yeah. Yeah, but people would ask me, oh, you're just on there for material. I'm like, no, I don't want material. I want a good human being.
Trust me, life's going to give you the fucking
Life's going to give me the material.
Whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
This is the sad part about it.
Like like
you were saying earlier, like you were talking about the guy with the one big nut. It's like, oh, you made that up. It's like, I'm not that good of a writer.
I know.
I've told people, I said, every premise I have has happened to me.
Based on truth.
The punchline is me exacerbating it.
That's how comedy works.
But the beginning of the story happened. I'm not that clever.
Right.
I can't make up the scenario.
Right.
I couldn't imagine being put in that scenario.
There are,
But that's how life is.
Yeah.
It gives it to you. It just gives it to you.
There are comics who can come up with just random thoughts and hypothetical, and I wish I was that good.
I'm not that.
I'm not that good.
I'm so blown away by people who make up a joke.
Who can do it.
I was like, no, I have to live this shit.
And it's impressive. Yeah, but I'm like, no, this is what happened on Tuesday. This is Tuesday.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to live through my joke.
Yeah.
And that's not fun. Like, I wish I could make it up before I had to write it. You know,
I know.
I wish I didn't have to go through it. Like, she dumped me, I got divorced, and this would happen. I have to. That happened. And then I can write a joke about it. I wish I could just write a joke about it without having it happen.
I know.
Life would be so much easier.
But that is the one thing we were talking about, like being like the artistic side of being a comic is, and that like the one good thing that can come from the losses, the hard parts is, I don't know if your default is something good's going to come out of this. I'm going to get a joke out of this at least.
Oh yeah, no.
That's kind of a saving grace.
The bigger the L in my life now, like the more magnanimous I'm about taking.
Yeah.
Since I've become a comic, when things go bad, I'm much more calm because I'm like, well, it's like I should have. First of all, I should have known. It's life, Whenever it's going well, there's a negative turn around the corner, and whenever it's going badly, there's something good's gonna happen. You never know.
Yeah.
That's how life is.
Yeah.
But but taking the L, it's like it's happened before, and you take it better and you turn it into something.
Yeah.
What freaks me out are the little things that I don't expect coming. When it's like, you put your fucking valet card into the thing to get out of the parking space, and the gate doesn't move up. That's when that's when I'm fucking picking the gate up, and I'm on a camera.
Yeah.
They're looking for me because I destroyed public property, moving the arm out of the way so I can drive out. Like little things like that is where I can't hold it together.
But do you think little things are because you've pushed down the big things and you're snapping over the big things, but it's coming out over the parking meter stuff?
No. I think it's that because I expect the big things to happen, they do.
Yeah.
And like I gave I gave room for this fucking calamity to come through, and then the small thing's gonna fucking get in my way. Like, I'm like, how dare you? Like I took this big loss with grace, and you're gonna hit me with this bullshit.
Right.
I get angry. It's like, hey, I did the right thing here,
and I gotta put up with this.
I'm gonna fucking break here.
Yeah.
That's what I get shitty about.
Yeah, but I
almost like the universe owes me. Hey, I was a good boy here. You owe me for this one, guys.
Right? Right? Come on, like I went through that. Give me a nice easy drive home.
Yeah. Come on, I don't want the chalupa to be out of stock. I just broke up my girlfriend. Can there be the chalupa I want at this Taco Bell drive-thru?
What do you mean you don't have medium sauce? I want medium sauce.
Yeah. Whatever the small thing is, like fuck. I just went through this. I can't get this.
I know.
I feel so cheated in life.
Right. But I have to say that some of my favorite jokes are my darkest jokes.
Oh, easily.
Because you have to I have a chunk of my mom passing away. She had cancer and it sucked. There's no other way to put it. It sucked. Yeah. But I got some material out of it and I was doing it, and one night this guy yelled at me after heckling me for a good 10 minutes or so, just interrupting me and trying to I do the chunk of my mom. He yelled at me to have some respect.
Oh my God, Sam.
I said, are you kidding me? This is my mother.
I had this. I had the same experience, the worst bombing I ever had. The worst to this day. It's a very similar situation. I was not even a year in. I was in Boston at an open mic, and I was making jokes about my boss in the Dominican Republic. I was making jokes about how, like, as an immigrant, he raised me different. And I was doing a spot in Cambridge. I won't name the place, but you'll know where it is.
They remember you.
No, anyone in Boston knows what I'm talking about. It's on Harvard's campus.
Okay.
And I was telling this joke, my father was this way, Dominican Republic, whatever it was, and someone there's like a pack of a group of like 6 women at a table. And like, you're all fucking pissing. I'm like, hey, what's wrong? It's like, you can't talk about Latino people like that. I'm like, he's my fucking father.
Yeah.
Like, just because I didn't look Latino enough to them, I guess. I don't know what it was. I'm like, no, I'm talking. Same thing. Like my mom died of cancer. It's like, my dad did this to me. Like, I can make jokes about my family any way I see fit.
Right. That's how I'm dealing with it. Who are you to judge
But I made
me?
the mistake of
of trying to explain it to
No,
them?
well, no. Once you condescend to the crowd, they don't like you anymore.
No, they turn on
Yeah,
you.
once you
Never
judge
works.
them, like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
No one likes you anymore.
Yeah.
So I learned a lesson. I was like, all right, well, if they're going to be shitty, brush it off and move on. Don't engage with it.
Yeah.
You can be mad about it later, Randy.
Yeah.
In the green room, in their hotel room, or your fucking apartment. Don't give them that. Don't yell
That's
at those
what they
6.
want.
So the rest of the other 100 people are like, oh, why is he chastising? They all feel like scolded school children when you scold one table.
Yeah.
It doesn't go well.
Yeah.
So I learned the hard way. I was like, oh,
I know.
fuck. I never. But I got annoyed that they got to me that way. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know.
Like, I'm the fucking. I'm the professional here. Fuck them.
This is my story.
Why am I
my
answering
time.
them? Like I should
know.
just fucking ignored them and kept plowing through.
But it's so hard
It
because
is.
you focus on the person who doesn't like you versus the 10 people who do.
Of course, because you want to make. If you're getting that person laugh who doesn't like you, then the others will laugh.
Yeah.
There's a real
Yeah.
masochistic part about comedy.
Oh.
Where there'll be 1,000 people laughing and you'll see the one who isn't. I'm like, why isn't he laughing? Or why isn't she laughing? What did I say? It's
Yeah,
like, what
that's
the
the
fuck
way
is
it
wrong
works.
with me? What the?
Yeah.
Why? I didn't care before I got up here. Now that I'm up
Right.
here looking, I'm like, why do I care?
Right. And even if you're in the right for shutting someone down who's being rude, you have to make it fun and funsy while you're shutting them down. Like,
But especially as a woman, that must be crazy because if you're trying to defend yourself,
Little bit.
immediately if you defend yourself, you're a bitch.
Yeah, oh, yeah, 100%.
Or she's trying to be so and so. If you're being funny, it's like, oh, is she trying to be this kind of?
yeah, right. Who
It's
does
like,
she
no,
think
I'm
she
trying to be
is?
me.
Yeah. Yeah, so this guy, I think I decided, because that was such a loaded topic for me, I think I decided to politely just try
That's what I should have done.
ignore it.
I didn't do that. I should have said, never mind.
But he did it again.
Oh,
no,
and you can't forgive that.
Did a joke about like how I'm too old to do the Netflix and chill thing, and he interrupted me again. I said, "I'm sorry. Do you really have that much of a problem with Netflix and chill, or can you not afford Netflix?" Like I just. And the audience was on my side. And then the woman, and I happened to notice that the woman, who I'm assuming was his wife, girlfriend, was sitting next to him just with her head down, kind of slumped, not making eye contact.
Slumped? Is she all right?
She just looked like she
just
probably doesn't get to speak
that?
up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just said, hey, you know what? Thank you. Stop. Ma'am, what is your name? I started talking to her, and she was like, Nancy. And I'm like, hi, Nancy. Is this your husband? She's like, uh-huh. I said, okay, everybody on 3. Sorry, Nancy. And then it wound up being really fun. He stopped after that.
Yeah.
He stopped after that.
See, that's a pro move right there. You get the crowd.
Oh, I got lucky. I got lucky.
Get them
with
on
that
your
one.
side.
Yeah, because
that's always.
almost just lost my mind.
Yeah.
But I decided that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know it's not going to work is because one time I was doing this show at Ventura Harbor all those years ago, right? And this
I've
woman.
been to Ventura Harbor when I first got here.
Oh, yeah. So you know it well.
Yeah.
So this woman was so drunk that all of her inside thoughts were coming out on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
So she wasn't trying to be a horrible heckler. She was just so drunk she couldn't help it.
She thought she was contributing.
She thought, exactly.
That's actually the worst heckler.
Yeah.
When they're contributing. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, like she stopped the whole room. Just, I have to pee. Oh, God.
All right,
okay.
well, everybody hold it.
Yeah. So I tried to, and I was like doing 20, 25. I'm like, this is, but I'm trying to be as nice as her as I can because I realized she's not trying to, whatever. The comic after me was like, hey, lady, I'm just trying to pursue my dreams up here. Can you just shut the hell up, please? Stop it. Just let me do my set. And did he, was he correct? Yes. Did he have every right to feel that way? Yes. Did the audience turn on him? Yes.
Yeah. Did the rest of the set bomb? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And I saw him, I think, I don't know, 5 years later at a gig. He's like, hey, Sam, remember that time? Yep. I know what you're going to say. And I remember he's like, man, I've never done that again. And it sucks because he was working so hard to get that spot.
No, he's not wrong, but that's also one of those things about life. Like some lessons you got to learn the hard way. Like that guy had to learn it that way.
Yeah.
Because you learned it before. Like, all right, I'm not going to engage with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it just makes you look at.
I still haven't learned my lesson on social media though. I'm like, why am I fighting with people?
Oh no.
Sometimes
social media is my little bugaboo. I got a little fame on social media, but I can't let go of the fact that I'm being a twat on it. I take shit for saying things that people expect me to say. It's like, well, what do you want from me?
You can't win. No matter what you say, you're going to upset someone.
I saw 1,200 butthole jokes in a row. How dare you not talk about BLM? And I'm like, well, what did you think?
But you're following me because I post butthole jokes.
I'm giving you the toilet humor guy.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm giving you videos of dogs licking each other's balls and writing funny memes on top. Don't look to me for fucking political advice, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing for you.
And the thing with dogs, I just remember now. So the thing with Hinge, you know how I actually met Isaac is his name, which is so Children of the Corn to me, and I say that all the time. And I love that movie.
Children of the Corn. Also, that's a reference. Only over 40 people.
Talk
about a. I think that's a horror movie in my mind.
What?
Children of the Corn.
It's Stephen King. Of course it is.
How is that not more popular? That movie freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, a little
as horror
creepy
people.
Kid.
That movie is so good and so creepy.
Yeah.
How is that no more popular? Of Stephen King movies.
I don't know how it's
old.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is that what it is? Just fucking old?
They've tried to kind of reboot it, reinvent it, but they just weren't good.
Yeah,
they made like 7 of them.
I mean, when A Stranger Calls, the original, how is that not a fucking blockbuster again?
Give it 2 or 3 years. That should
they'll remake it. They'll
made Pet Sematary.
The original Pet Sematary is way better than the new one.
Is amazing. That new one, I was like, I hope the cat takes you all out.
So disappointing.
It was bad. Oh, man.
The only remakes I like are like 21 Jump Street, when they just completely change.
That was fun.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That was fun.
When they take the original premise and make it and use the premise, but make it a different type. They turned an action cop movie into a comedy.
Yeah.
They take this and
put fresh blood in it, make it something the same but different.
Yeah, but it takes the nostalgia part, but removes the comparison to the old one. That's what you don't want.
That's the kiss of death right there.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
You want to take the nostalgia and say, hey, we're going to remake this movie, but make it a comedy. We're going to remake this and make it a rom-com or a buddy cop movie. Don't do the same thing over. Just take it and do something else with it.
Right.
What they did to Child's Play and made him not as funny and rebooted that. I don't like that.
But again,
AI Child's Play.
But again,
the TV series on Sci-Fi or
the movie.
Oh yeah.
They did a reboot of the movie where he was more AI-y.
And that's not going to work. What made him creepy was him being in the box.
Yeah,
and moving slightly every.
And he had funny little witty things that were
funny
fucking,
lines I am 1000% puppetry and like CGI kills it for me.
It does.
I need the actual. Yes,
it
kills
for me
it for
too.
practical effects. Can we keep in practical effects?
I was watching fucking Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I grew up on that movie.
I love that movie. Remember Sully when I told you to kill you last? I lied.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. But that movie, it was real explosions. And you can tell there's CGI. I'm like, they blew up a few old cars in the scene. Right. But it looks so much better.
And Predator was a freaking guy in there with all the stuff on his face.
It was supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It was for a second. Actually.
It was, yeah. It was.
What? Why did I not know that? But he was
too small, and then he got annoyed that people wouldn't know it was him in the outfit.
Okay, embarrassing confession, you guys. Jean-Claude Van Damme was like my massive crush as a kid.
I
saw Street Fighter, and I was like, oh my god, his muscles.
Oh, babe, I don't blame you.
I was obsessed with him.
Oh no,
so was every boy.
Yes, so was I.
Girls guys wanted to be him.
I wanted to fuck him in his ass. I'm not even gay.
Yeah. Oh god, he was so like.
He did a split, and I came. It was weird.
Yeah. I just thinking about it. Oh, I can still see it in my head. I literally collected the Street Fighter trading cards.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah, I know.
Because that was his worst movie. Street Fighter.
It was his worst movie, but it's the best.
I mean, I can name Bloodsport, obviously.
Amazing.
Time Cop was great.
Time Cop.
What was the one where he played him and his brother?
Was that Hard Target?
That was Double Impact.
Double Impact, yeah.
That one fucked me up because his parents get like smoked. His whole family gets smoked right off the beginning.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
I saw that so little. I was just like, you mean someone could just come by and execute your whole family?
The whole fucking family.
Yeah. I don't like this. This is weird.
Yeah.
Well, what fucked me up was I think it was Bloodsport, where he was getting like just tortured by that Asian guy who then became his master when he like broke him. Remember the scene
where that was Kickboxer?
Kickboxer,
okay.
where they tied his arms and legs in between branches, and then it was like a medieval rack. They stretched him out so he can do the full split.
Yeah.
Is that movie?
That was Kickboxer.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. That's what your loved ones do to you? They put you on the rack?
Yeah.
Dude, he had to get strong enough to fight Tong Po.
Yeah.
That guy, by the way, might be the most successful old guy. I think he was like 46 in Bloodsport.
Scary as shit.
Was he really?
That Chinese guy, that giant Jack Chinese guy who was like his enemy in like 10 movies. What was his real name?
I don't know, but he's only 62 now, so I don't think your math's
no, it wasn't right. But he was much older than everybody else. Like he was like a Chinese superstar in kung fu movies, and then came over to the U.S. and played the bad guy.
Yeah,
because Jean-Claude Van Damme like found him. Like, oh,
Jean-Claude's 2 years older than him.
Yeah, but Jean-Claude found. Yeah, but Jean-Claude also got discovered late.
True.
You know,
also aged well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got pickled in cocaine.
It's a good preservative, isn't it?
I mean, it kept him lean. Kept him lean and sweaty, which was good on TV.
Yeah, it did. Sorry, I answered that way too fast. Sorry, boyfriend.
Kept him lean and sweaty on TV. And when you got a six pack and you can move.
Yeah. Do you guys watch Cobra Kai?
Oh.
It's so fun.
I watched the first season. I got to get back to it because Brett Ernst is a buddy of mine.
Oh, that's right.
I love him.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I got to catch up. So I watched the first one.
Yeah.
And then it got caught on. I was like,
yeah. So
I watched it when it was on YouTube before it got caught on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Before they even realized this is a thing.
Yeah.
We should cash in on this. My claim to fame.
Typical Netflix.
Yeah.
We don't believe in you until you already have fans.
I know.
You know, it's like Andrew Schultz. I'll never be on Netflix, and then they backed up $5 million to him after his YouTube thing got popular. Like, I'll take your $5 million.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure thing. Well, I mean,
I was like, money. Fuck you guys, make it 7. I'd have been a cunt about it publicly. Don't let me make it. Hollywood. Do not let me make it. I will take a piece of all your asses.
So did you see the episode? I don't remember what season it was, but here's my big claim to fame as someone who lives in the West Valley. There's this one episode where Johnny's like, oh, I drove all the way from Winnetka for this. I live in Winnetka. That's my Winnetka. It's a very, very small place in between Canoga Park and Woodland Hills. You know, that's where I live. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work in Westlake. I drive.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I drive it all the time.
Yeah, I was like, that's my Winnetka. It's a big deal for me.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What's it like being local here? Is there any sense of like LA community?
Sure. I mean,
are you seeing what's happening in the streets right now?
Yeah, LA is coming together right now.
People.
Yeah, LA. Listen, LA is stronger than you think. I think sometimes people get the idea of the superficial. You know, people only come here to be
that's
model.
What I'm saying. I like the locals, but there's so few of them.
Yeah.
It seems like just because I work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, what? I got my favorite thing that I saw recently was someone took a map of LA. And they circled areas and equated them to the 5 boroughs in New York. Oh. And I'm from Queens. And the area they circled was the Valley. And I said, yep.
Yeah.
And I said, yep, because the Valley does seem like its own place.
It is.
That has a lot of pride. Like, people from Queens got a lot of fucking pride about being from Queens, New York.
Yeah.
You know, we're fucking way out here. And it's our thing, and go fuck your mother. You
know? Yeah.
You know, there's that sense. So that's why I like hanging out in the Valley. Mm. But the rest of LA doesn't seem like it has any spirit to it. Am I wrong?
There's not a lot to do in the Valley. I mean, if you're a comedian or musician, it's not like there's a lot of the big clubs.
No, but if you're from here, you feel like you're from a place. I
say I'm a Valley girl with pride. Yeah. I'm a Valley girl. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm from Queens. I can't wash it off. I've tried. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think people assume that when you're a Valley girl, they assume like, oh my God, you're going to sound like this and you're going to have the draw like the Kardashians. But, and some of those girls in school did kind of sound like that. Yeah. I just wasn't popular enough. But the thing was,
so I had to learn how to speak
English.
It was
kind of a group, like a mass mentality where if you had them all together, oh my God, shut up, stop it. Ah! But if you got them on an individual basis, they would say, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
It was this thing that happened, this energy. But I did theater. I wasn't that cool. So, I don't sound like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys from Queens all sound like me, like a bunch of fucking ragamuffins. You know, like
I like it.
Every third word of my mouth is the F word, you know.
Oh, so same. I have a single father. Raised by a single father.
Oh, is that?
So
single parent household. Is that what this is?
Yeah, basically. I actually got
I haven't talked to my dad for 25 years.
Yeah, just like you learn it. I mean, I'm trying not to control I'm trying not to swear uncontrollably on the podcast right now.
No, you can.
Oh, well, fuck yeah. Okay. So
I have been.
But that's true. I'm not a lady. Why do I pretend? But I moved up north to like Sebastopol, which is like Santa Rosa area, Northern
that's nice
California.
up there,
Very, very beautiful, but very, very small town.
Yeah.
One of those everybody knows everybody. Very, very small town. So I went up there, and being from LA, I was like, this is creepy. I did not fit in. I didn't get along with anyone. And the girl that lived next door was like super religious, super goody, super like, I'm gonna tell my mom. My mom was like, just be nice to her, let her hang out. One day my dog gets out into the neighbor's yard, who was kind of a dickhead. So I was like, oh shit, oh no, fuck, Buster, get back here. Oh god damn it, I'm in so much trouble. Like, this is what came out of my mouth. This is what my dad spoke.
Freaking out.
She went and told her mom. The mom called the principal. I got called in on a Monday morning for something I did on a Saturday.
Principal?
Yes. So that was strike one. Strike two, I think I swore again. I got called back in. I'm like, I'm not swearing at school, though. I don't understand. Strike three, I finally make a friend, kind of like the rebel girl in class.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm like, finally, someone I can talk to. She comes over for dinner. The little goody comes over. My mom's like, just be nice to her. Let her come over. So we were playing hide and seek, and she was just annoying the crap out of us. And we may have locked her in the chicken coop for about 4 minutes and left. There were no chickens in there. We just locked her in for 4 minutes.
It's just a sweat
We
box.
were like, we just need a break. You're so obnoxious.
Yeah.
So sure enough, I get called in again. And this was, I think, the third or fourth time.
Wow.
I just started laughing.
Is public school they calling you this?
Yes.
Wow.
So I started laughing. And then he started getting mad. The more I laughed. And it was just
Oh my
like,
God.
I still
I've been
remember
there.
his face. He was beet red. I was beet red. He's like, I'm going to call your mother. I said, her number is, please call. He calls my mom. And my mom is like, are you calling me again for something that happened on a weekend? I'm like, don't call me again. Hung up. I was like, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I gotta work. I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, I don't have time for this shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, I gotta pay rent, fucker.
It was so weird to me. I'm like, how are you all in so much of each other's business? I come from LA.
That's fucking bizarre.
It was bizarre.
But in a weird way, it's almost nice that like the public school cared enough.
I guess.
Nowadays they wouldn't give a fuck.
But also, like, leave me alone.
Yeah, no, I leave you alone. But also, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess the community was strong up there. Yeah, but I'm like, I've never been in trouble a day in my life. And I'm sorry, I was raised with this. I said this at my own house because I knew that I was going to get in trouble. Like, what kid wouldn't say, oh, shit?
I had the same kind of thing. The problem was I never got in trouble because I did anything. Like, I was always a good kid, but I had a fucking mouth.
Yeah,
same.
I'm a good kid. I just say things.
So my grades were fine. I wasn't beating anybody up. It's like, oh, Randy started this fucking beef amongst people because he was talking about XYZ, or Randy said this and interrupted the class. And it's like, well, but what did but I didn't beat anybody up. I didn't take anybody's money. My grades were great.
Right.
So they would get confused. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do with this kid?
Right.
Like he's a good kid. Why is he?
Right.
Yeah. Why is he starting shit? I'm like, well, because you guys are full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
I felt like I was bored.
It was basically, I was bored out of my mind.
I was bored,
up there.
and you guys fucking left me time.
I was so bored
to think about what kind of mischief I can get into.
Yeah, I spent more time up there in trees than I did with people. I was like, I'm just gonna climb the trees. Dead serious. Our backyard was a creek, so I would just go catch like frogs and salamanders, and I had a
that's
ball.
how old timey LA she's from. When the valley was still
yeah.
It was still ranches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was horse and buggy to school.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I remember telling a friend of mine who lives like closer to LAX, and I said, "Oh my God, yeah, Isaac's moving in." He's like, "Oh, you got him to move to the country for you?" I was like, "Shut up!" But yes, he moved to the country.
Where did he move from?
Los Feliz.
Oh my God.
That's a bit of a difference.
Yeah, the hipster part of LA.
Yeah, he got me eating avocado toast. I'm like, who am I?
Is he younger than you?
He's older than me. Yeah, 5 years older.
I was gonna say I would have assumed he was younger, living in Los Feliz.
Yeah, no. I mean, but
also, I can peg you for the kind of gal
I've always dated up
who'd wrap up a guy younger than him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I tried dating.
I feel like good guys go younger with women, and good girls go younger with men.
Yeah.
Like quality women to stay with. Like people who are wiser attract younger people. Like, oh, well, I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll bring you along in this.
Yeah.
In this game, buddy.
Yeah, I never really like said, oh, I would never do older. I just was like, whoever I like. It just happened to be older guys. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going really well.
Are you the marrying type? Have you done this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I almost did it. I walked away.
No.
It's bad.
Are you glad that you didn't?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's glad.
Yeah.
She thanked me, which was the best release of my life. So, yeah, you made a better decision.
Yeah.
For both of us. Thank you.
I never cared. I never wanted to be married.
Neither did
to tell you the
I
truth.
never thought about it.
Maybe. Or your parents still married? Divorced?
Oh no, they were never married. They
Oh,
were
okay.
they were together for 17 years, and they split up when I was like 12 or 13 or whatever
Yeah.
it was. But
Yeah.
I. Growing up, it was never a thing in my head. Like, oh, I want to have a wife and kids in a house.
Same.
It never was. The only thing I thought about was like, what's it like outside of New York?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I thought about. I was like,
Yeah.
There's got to be a bigger world than Queens. You know, like,
Right.
What's out there?
Right.
And that was. I only thought about leaving. I never thought about what was going to happen when I left.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. People are like, you didn't think about having a family? I say, it never crossed my mind. Like, really never. I'm like, it still doesn't cross my mind. I don't know why. It just doesn't cross my mind.
And that's okay.
That's
the great
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy. It'd be crazy if I did it if I didn't want it.
Right.
Like, you just be happy.
Which I think sometimes people may do.
Too many times.
Yeah.
Too many times, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my parents went through a nasty divorce, and I mean, I literally tried to play therapist to them when I
How
was
many
5.
kids were there here?
Just me. It's just
Oh
me.
shit!
Yeah,
so they put it
I got
all
the
on
brunt
you.
of it.
No wonder I love you so much.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
tortured soul.
Well, we get it. Yeah. Wait, you too?
No, I was the middle child. But I had an outsized role in my mind because I knew what was going on. My mom would tell me, hey. To this day, if my mom dies, I'm the one to take care of all of her property. I was just more responsible to myself.
Yeah.
At a young age, I was a weird kid, man. I was just always very serious.
Old soul.
Yeah,
went through,
one of
learned
those
things.
things. Yeah, just
young.
It's like, I'll take care of it. Like, I'll be responsible. But it never occurred to me, like in my own life, like, oh, wife and kids. The fuck.
Yeah.
I just thought I was like, when I leave here, I'm going to do this with my life. It wasn't. Wasn't who's going to be around.
No. I wanted to be a dolphin trainer and an
Yeah,
actor.
yeah, exactly.
And I also wanted to be Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey.
From the age of 4 to 7, I thought I wanted to be a monkey, and I wish I had a tail.
Yeah.
Like I was on some other shit. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
watching Nova specials, and
National
I
Geographic.
want to be an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Like I want to be a dinosaur hunter.
God.
All that shit.
I wanted to be a dinosaur hunter. I got to see Jurassic Park before
that
it came
was one
out.
of the best movies.
I got to see it as a screener.
I mean, that was what, 93, Mikey?
Yeah.
94?
93,
Yeah, I
right?
saw it like 3 or 4 times in the theaters.
Yeah.
It was the first movie I saw multiple times in the theater.
Yeah. That was one of the best
I was
nights
10
of my,
years old. Like, we
my
got to go
childhood.
again.
Yeah.
My grandparents like, all right, we went right back to the front, bought a ticket, we went right back in.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
Yeah, but I grew up like, when I grow up, I'm going to go on safari. Not when I grow up, I'm going to settle down. Like,
I'm going to paint my fence and build a deck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
And
the fuck?
I think it's magical that people love marriage and it's wonderful. It's
yes.
just, but I don't know. I don't need, like, the way I feel about Isaac is I trust him with every fiber in my being.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the thing.
grateful.
What you want isn't to disgrace what anyone else wants.
Yeah.
I love that people are in love and want to do the family thing.
Yeah.
I just don't see it from me.
It's
and there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want it.
Right. Do you find that men sometimes get shit on as much as women for not having kids?
Especially at my age, yes. Okay. Yeah, man. The fact that I've gotten older, it's one of the reasons that I like moving to LA. I moved here in my late 30s, and back in Boston, it was a much bigger deal than it was
sure,
here. It was
yeah.
like, oh, it's more normal.
Yeah.
But there is a weird thing about that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like,
Right.
what the fuck is wrong with you? You want me to marry someone that I don't love and have kids with them that I don't want
Right.
to fulfill your needs so we dissolve as a relationship and the kids suffer after that? Like,
Yeah.
You're not thinking about this clearly. Like
Yeah.
I kind of put it to them. It's like I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
do you know Zara Mizrahi?
oh yeah.
So I adore Zara so much. And she has a bit about how, like, if I'm lonely, I'm not going to just grow a friend. It's like, that's so smart. I love her.
Yeah,
So
great.
good.
What the fuck am I gonna do about this?
Grow one? No. Yeah, I mean, no, it's just never like like I said, I'm an animal person. I am fine having dogs and horses and whatever I can get my hands on.
Yeah, but whatever makes you happy. It's like
Yeah.
It's weird that I get this sense, and I've done this myself. Like, it makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, if other people are doing what I'm doing, then it validates what I'm up to. But it's like, well, I don't need that. Like, do you really need that? Like, a lot of my married friends are like, oh, you should get married. I'm like, really? Do you like being married? No, it fucking sucks. Then why the fuck should I get married?
Why did you want me to do it? Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck should I get married?
Yeah. Actually, one of my
because it's the right thing to do. Right thing to do.
to the divorce office.
Yeah, I think not lying to a woman is the right thing to do. That I don't love.
There you go.
Maybe that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you should try that.
Admitting how you actually feel, that's a good thing, rather than telling
then on
people.
the other token, like I've lived long enough where I've met people who love what they do, who love their wife, or who love their fucking job.
That's awesome.
I've met accountants who love accounting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I couldn't fucking think about doing that for a lifetime.
Right.
But they get off on it.
Right.
And I'm like, then let them do that.
Yeah.
I should find what I like doing the way they like doing accounting.
Right.
It inspired me to find my accounting or my woman or my this, whatever it is that gets you off. I want to find what gets me off that way. Because then we're all going to benefit from this. Like,
everyone's
it
happy.
inspires me to
Everyone's in a better mood
it
that way.
inspires me to watch someone who's truly happy doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
To do that, not do what makes them miserable and live through it. Surviving, that's one of the paradoxes of our time. It's like we have it so good that we get to choose what we want to do, and we're in constant fucking grief and paranoia about it.
I think about that all
right?
the time.
It's like, what a luxury to worry about what you want.
Yeah.
And now we're taking it for granted and not doing what we want. It's fucking backwards.
It's wild.
It's backwards.
Yeah. This isn't the Wild West. We're not running from saber-toothed tigers anymore. You know,
it's like
murder
this
is
sucks.
illegal. Good. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So but now we torture ourselves. Well, what's my purpose? What do I need to? Which I understand. Like, we want to find our purpose in what we love, but are we that bored that we have to create our own problems as well?
That's the whole war right now.
Yeah.
We're inventing our own bullshit right now.
It is a whole.
And that's why I started this podcast, to fucking put an end to that. Like, hey, I'm having a fucking time laughing about this shit.
It's true, though.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wait for this ice kicking in the door and the stormtroopers to come get me. I'll keep exercising my free speech until that happens, and it's not going to happen. They're not going to fucking kick unless I get big enough. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Mike. How big can we get, buddy?
I don't know.
Can we get the ice?
They figure out your parents weren't born in this country.
I know, right? I might lose birthright citizenship. One of them was born here.
All right.
And one of them was born here.
Crazy.
Right?
It's fucking crazy. Oh my gosh.
We're inventing problems that we didn't have.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Let's make it cost more for an iPhone. Like, why?
Oh, let's put the new adapter
We'll
on.
manufacture it here.
More.
No, the fuck we won't. Does anybody here know how to put the iPhone together? Name one. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Even and Mexicans are industrious. I don't know any Mexican in LA who can put together an iPhone. They're industrious people. Why we bring this here?
Yeah, well,
let the Chinese slaves make them for us.
that goes on the Patreon.
That's all right. It's all right. No, but it's one of those things, like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, we're fooling ourselves. Can we solve tomorrow's problems instead of wrestling over yesterday's? Build a wall. It's like, a wall? We have drones. Walls, they fly right over the wall.
I know.
Look what Ukraine did to Russia. Do you think the wall's going to matter if we build? What century are we living in?
That's still absurd.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's live in today.
Yeah.
This is the most racist time ever. No, it's not. It's bad, but it's not perfect, but it's better than it was in 61. Can we live in today?
It's better than it was in 61, but I think we're
It's not
currently
good.
realizing it's not as good as we were hoping it had gotten.
No, and that's part of the problem. That's us making it worse.
Yeah.
In 1999, the race relations were better. We made it worse. Like we were moving forward.
Yeah.
After Obama got elected, we sort of fucking moved backwards. And I don't think it's because of him. I'm just saying, it seems like we had it so good that we took it for granted and stepped backwards.
Did we have it so good, or did we not know that there was a lot of really hateful people still out there who came forward because they were pissed?
I think it was a little bit of both, but the backlashes were like it's. I mean,
internet, phones, technology, videos made things a lot easier
Correct.
to see.
Correct.
Yeah, there was the exposure, but there was the exacerbation of that. We were making progress.
Yeah.
And the exacerbation of that brought a friction up that people could run on to stop the progress. That's how I feel.
During Iraq, we also started the 24-hour news cycle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So now
that's what I'm saying. We were making progress. We were making progress,
Yeah.
and because of that progress, and because of the exposure of the 24-hour news cycle and social media, it almost gave people a reason to start the friction up and move backwards.
Yeah, I think
you know what I'm saying. Like, hey, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Things were at no time in history was anything perfect.
Yeah.
But it was better than it was before.
Yeah.
Now you have people fighting to go backwards in time, whereas 10 years ago you didn't have people fighting to go backwards in time.
Yeah.
Make America great again. America was great. Make America better. You know what I'm saying? When was America not great? This is what I want to know. Yeah, we're not perfect, but wasn't it better? To say that that we're not great is wrong, but weren't we better off before when we were trying instead of fighting each other? You know what I'm saying? Like there was an effort to come together.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, after 9/11, it's like, fucking, we're all American. We're all going to we'll take care of terrorism together as a family.
Yeah.
Now it's like, the enemy is within. The enemy within.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, we have enough problems in the world. Like, fucking Russia and China are trying to fuck with us. Don't we have enough problems
Why are
outside?
we turning on each other?
On ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's an own goal. And this is the problem. This is what really troubles me. It's like, we don't know how good we had it until we lost it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect. But again, that's what I like. People admit, hey, it's not perfect. But it's not. That's why I like the movie. Like the shit. Remember the old show Roseanne?
Oh, sure. I grew up on Roseanne.
Yeah. But think about all the shows that we grew up with as kids, right?
Yeah.
Roseanne, Married with Children, The Simpsons, right? Even
The
going
Simpsons.
before that, let's go earlier, right? Sanford and Son and All in the Family. These were everyone on TV that we saw as kids were blue collar people trying to figure it out, who loved each other. At the end of the day, they wouldn't leave each other.
Mm-hmm.
They never got divorced. They fought through it and they came together as a family, right?
Yeah.
Now on TV, everyone's impossibly fucking rich.
I know.
And sniping
How
at each
many
other.
White Lotuses
This
spin-offs?
bitch was talking shit about me.
I know.
That's what TV is
Yeah.
today. This is that's the
Yeah.
like I say, we weren't perfect. We weren't perfect, but at least we at the end of the day we were all fucking people we came together on.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm rich and fuck your mother. It's like this is not. There's no country built around this concept of a social unity.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild. Like I said, we're never gonna be perfect. We're human. We're fucked up.
No, we're animals.
Yeah, exactly. But at least our
Yeah.
instinct was before like, that's fucking wrong. But I mean, even fucking Archie Bunker, hey, meathead, but he was his son-in-law. It's my meathead. It's fucking abhorrent. But at least his heart was, like somewhat, forgivable. Now it's like I kill haters. Like it's like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't think
it's bizarre.
extremes on other side are helpful at all.
No.
There has to be communication.
Yeah, doesn't do anything for you.
I mean, I do think part of like, because we were doing well, maybe more young gay kids were coming out. Maybe more people were comfortable saying, hey, you know what? I feel like maybe I am a trans woman. Like things were coming out. People were feeling a little safe.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, well, now everyone's doing it because it's cool. Well,
Yeah.
no, maybe because people felt safe.
That is a big part
they
of it.
could
The
be
speed at which
authentic.
things happened really scares people.
And so that scared
really
people.
Does. It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. And my grandparents, man, my fucking sister came out as a lesbian in her late 30s. And they were like, they're Catholic.
Well,
as
she
shit.
wasn't gay before. Yeah, she was.
No, she was Catholic as shit. And they're like, oh, well.
Guess what?
No,
She was gay the whole time.
they didn't like lesbians before. Once my sister came out as lesbian, they're like, oh, yeah, we fucking support lesbians. That's fucking, we know Kelly. She's our granddaughter. Like, oh, we know. Like, it's hard, Jeff loves to say, it's hard to hate up close. Once you know somebody in that category, it's hard to be a real piece of shit to him. Dude, even Dick Cheney is pro-lesbian.
Yeah, right?
Because his daughter's a lesbian.
Yeah, it kind of has to.
Like, I think it's hard to hit him close.
Right.
So once you know somebody, it's like, oh, I get it.
But I think that's a lot of
but it's the lack of exposure to people.
I was just gonna say that. It's the people who are so anti-drag queen, anti-trans, and
anti-fucking conservative. I know people anti-gun. I know people anti-gun, and they meet people who have guns. They're like, oh, I get it. You live in fucking rural Colorado. There's coyotes eating your kids. You need a fucking gun out here. Like, I get it. It goes on both sides.
I absolutely agree. There needs to be conversations.
Yeah, you need to fucking rub elbows with people.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's coming at you on either side, if someone's coming at you and speaking to you like an asshole, then you don't owe them
being a prick.
anything.
Being a prick is that covers all things. But being an asshole doesn't give you any grounds on anything.
Yeah. But if someone's like, hey, you know what? I don't understand this. Yeah. Can I ask you some questions? Yes, please ask me questions. 100%. I'd like to ask you some questions because this doesn't make sense to me.
That's my problem. When you're not open to like, hey, I don't know. Well, fucking let me come tell you.
Yeah.
But if you say you don't know and then you get attacked, it's like, oh, you didn't know that this is this amendment or this is how it is in this community. It's like, well, fucking, I didn't know. I'm asking. Don't.
No, I'm so grateful when people are like, hey, I don't know how this works. I don't like it, but I don't understand it. Explain it to me.
I love to not know.
Yeah.
Tell me something new.
Yeah.
That's what gets me up every morning, man. It's fucking so much fun to learn some shit I didn't know about.
Yeah.
I live with a fucking gay guy. He broke, and he's like a masculine gay guy, so he broke down for me. This is my Pride Week shit. He's like, oh yeah, I'm masculine, but I'm mask for mask. I'm like, what's that mean? He's
there's all different kinds of
masculine men.
Sure.
Like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, and it takes people a little of a weird way here. In WeHo because there's not a lot of us, so they think like, who the fuck I am? I'm like, oh, so you're like kind of on the outs. He's like, yeah, but I found a man masculine, who's my boyfriend, who likes me back, and we have our thing. And I'm like, oh, fucking all right.
And
I didn't know there was beef in the gay community.
There's
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, within the community itself.
Yeah.
But that's one of these things, man. Like, it's like, just fucking get off your high horse and fucking just meet somebody.
Just let people live the way they want to live if they're not hurting anyone. Like, if someone is loving,
don't show up on my door Sunday morning when I'm asleep. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck what you're doing.
No one wants anyone at their door on a Sunday morning.
Don't Jehovah's Witness me, and I don't care what you're up to. Like,
do you know who I actually am like, get the fuck off my lawn? Is people trying to sell me a new roof. I'm like, go away.
Oh my God, dude. They're so aggressive. I don't want a new roof. They're so aggressive.
Like, they come in like, I'm just going to drop $30K on a Sunday.
Hey, I never thought about it. Don't worry, you get a rebate on the solar panels, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but you guys are going to be my roof for 3.5 months.
Get out of here.
Also, the rainy season's coming. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It only rains 1 month a year, and you're coming to me in June. In 3 months, it's going to be fucking raining.
Right? Yeah, I'm not a door-to-door kind. If you're a Girl Scout selling cookies, that's a lot of sugar I don't need. But at least you're cute.
No, but even that,
even that. They don't do that anymore, though.
No one should knock on my door anymore.
No.
It's 2025. You got a text before you show up. Mm-hmm. I don't know where you stand on this.
On what?
Sam.
On texting?
Oh, no, on showing up unannounced to somebody's house.
Oh, I don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Why
accept
would you
it
do
at
that?
all.
What if they're not home?
No, I mean,
what if they're not ready for you?
Remember when someone was like, oh, I'm stopping by. I was in the neighborhood. I stopped by.
Oh, no.
Now, do not show. There's no in the neighborhood I'm stopping by.
Yeah.
Never do that. Never, ever, ever.
I don't remember anyone randomly stopping by
Really?
growing up. No.
Oh, no. When I was a kid in New York, fucking
we
people
don't do that in the valley. No. I think it's because, my dad was a character and divorced parents. Like,
okay. Yeah, no, in New York, I mean, we all just walk by.
It wasn't a big family thing. Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, in New York, you all walk around. There's no cars. I was walking by on the way to this, whatever, this spot. I thought I'd stop by. Fucking stop by. Don't ever. If I'm not planning on seeing you that day, don't show up unannounced. And if I see you, act like you don't know me. Like, please.
Yeah.
Do you want to run into someone you know in the grocery store? No, you don't.
Nobody wants to. No, I want to get my stuff and leave. And also, I like people who dress up to go to the market. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I don't look my best in the market.
I always have my earbuds in, even if they're not on, just so be like,
smart.
Sorry, I'm on the phone.
Smart.
On the phone.
Yeah. Every now and then, like, the worst that I'll do is like, hey, I'm going to be driving your place in a minute. Are you around? Text in advance.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Do not get off the freeway.
You gotta let them know. Hey, I'll be in your area in 20 minutes.
I've done that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's last minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you text them. I'm on the way. You do not show up on I don't even want you to call me without a text message first. I want a text message before you call me.
Yeah.
And if you show up at my house, there better be a fucking reason.
Yeah, but living in the valley, like, people plan that in advance. They don't do it for fun. Like, there's always a reason. Like, I know they're coming.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's been so. Oh shit, we went so long. Sorry, buddy.
Oh no.
Sorry. Well, she got an 8 o'clock show, and we've been
all good.
Well, you got a big day?
No, I've got a thing to do. I'm
enjoying it. I'll pay you an extra hour, buddy.
We're all
good.
I'm gonna get this 12 more minutes. I'm gonna butt fuck.
Do you want to talk scary movies for a minute?
Butt fuck after the show.
We'll feel real good.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I'll shut up. Good.
So speaking of movies and deteriorating in the news and everything, what made me think of was what was it? Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
I think I saw that.
That wasn't really a horror movie though. That was just
that
more
was
of
a
it wasn't
weird
a horror journalism
thriller.
Like a dark thriller that kind of like chasing these news stories. So
I like thrillers, man.
Was Amy Adams in that one?
She was.
Yes. Was that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
It's really just dark.
There was a couple Jake Gyllenhaals, and I think that was.
I think I've seen that one.
But no, I like a good thriller.
It's where he drives around with a cameraman.
Yeah, he's like a dark paparazzi trying to find dead bodies. The guy trying to like film OJ's stabbing kind of thing.
Maybe
I don't think.
I'm thinking of a different one.
Amy Adams is in it.
I'm thinking of a different one. That was also
Renee
very
Russo
dark.
plays like the head of the news.
Another redhead.
Renee Russo was my dad's crush. He loves Renee Russo. Oh yeah.
He plays such a psychopath in this though. Like it's a crime thriller, but
I would watch
his
that.
character is super dark. Like this is as dark as I've seen Gyllenhaal.
I liked it a lot.
If
you haven't seen it, check it out because he's an absolute menace. Yeah.
I mean, he's just as ruthless as any paparazzi. He's like the kind of guy who caught like Lady Diana crash into the wall. Like he's the one filming the blood spatter. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah, but it evolves.
It does evolve. He gets wrapped up. Yeah, he gets wrapped up.
I did just see a brand new serial killer movie, and I
what do you got?
fucking loved it. Dangerous Animals.
Oh, I have.
So
not.
it
I haven't
looks
seen
kind
that.
of like, oh, is this a shark movie? No, it is not a shark movie. It is
Dangerous
so
animals.
much more than a shark movie. It's so good. I'm a huge, like, I literally have a shark tattoo. I love sharks. They're one of my favorite
shark
animals.
movie.
I've gone cage diving. I'm like,
Sick.
I'm like that white lady who's like, yeah,
Sick.
let's get in the
Well,
cage.
my
I was
AOL
one of the
screen
one
name
to-
was
It's
Mako.
one of the wisest things I want to do is get into a cage with sharks.
You do want to do it or you
Oh,
don't?
I definitely wanna
Oh
do
my
it.
God, it's
I would absolutely
life
do it.
changing. They look
must
you
be
right in the
crazy.
eye. They're stunning. They're stunning.
Well, I mean, just the level of kill machine there.
Yeah.
Like to be that close to something that is
that
predatory.
prehistoric.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they
like swimming
outdate dinosaurs
history
200
right
million
there.
years.
Yes.
They predate dinosaurs by 200 million years.
Pretty incredible. Yeah, they're
Crazy.
stunning and they all have different personalities. And
Yeah.
I did like a 5-day thing. Did not know I got violent seasickness. That sucked.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the worst
that was
fucking
the scary
ever.
part. I was only
Did
afraid of my
did you
own
go to New
stomach.
Zealand, or would you go to?
I went actually Guadalupe Island. So it's like 150 miles off the coast of Baja.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
if
it's
you
further
watch
south,
Shark
yeah.
Week, you've seen it for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, yeah, you have,
Yeah.
To, you have to catch them on the right migration. I've heard.
Different times.
a year.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was looking at
Yeah.
when I was it was actually my part of my supposed honeymoon that I never took from the marriage I walked away from. We were looking at like, we're gonna get married this time of year. Where the sharks gonna be? Like, either we gotta go to South Africa or New Zealand.
Yeah.
Because it was too late in season to go to the States. Yeah.
It is a migration
Because they
thing.
do like a 3,000-mile loop
Yeah.
apparently, which is crazy.
Yeah, I went back, I think a few years later to Cancun because there was a whale shark migration thing. And you can swim with them, free
Oh,
swim.
yeah.
They're beautiful as well. They're harmless. They're gentle
Yeah,
giants.
yeah,
That
they're
was
not
fun.
eating you.
But the white sharks, whew, life-changing. But so this movie, it's a serial killer movie. There happens to be sharks in it. But as someone who's a shark...
The sharks are the serial killer?
I don't know. No, but as someone who happens to be a shark enthusiast, I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What's
I
the
don't want
name of
to
it again?
spoil anything,
What's the
but
name of it again?
I love it.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
What's the name of it again?
Dangerous Animals.
Dangerous Animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll see that shit again for sure.
So you're saying, what's your favorite horror movie of all time? Then?
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. The original.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just something about it. I find something new every time I watch
is.
it. Never
It
get
is.
tired of it.
The score.
The
It was-
score
It was
is-
what I found. Like,
I'm gonna go
it
see-
Does, it does a lot. The score does a
Yeah.
lot of heavy lifting in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carpenter is playing in downtown in October, November. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll be seeing
I always
him.
love going to like the Hollywood Bowl shows where they have
Yeah.
the symphony play with the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
They obviously will
That's
never
one
do
thing
a
you get
whole-
out of LA. You don't get back east, man. Like shit like
True.
that. You know,
We
like
get that all the time.
Like
We're so
people are like
spoiled.
really like to do like a whole.
They'll never do a horror movie for that though, because getting a crowd of that many people and then like blood and slash or whatever at the Hollywood Bowl, they're like, no, I think it'll play better if we do Star Wars and invite kids.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like they do Nightmare Before Christmas. I did that.
Right,
At Hollywood
that's
Bowl,
about
which was
as-
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No slashers.
And I will say the thing that irritates me more is we were like kind of talking about how the Academy, there's some politics and there's some grossness
Yeah.
in there. When they were like, Silence of the Lambs wasn't a horror film, it was a thriller. Fuck you. That was a horror film.
Yeah,
Don't
but
take that from us.
But that's the thing. Like, where's the line drawn, right? Because I feel like there's
There's a cannibal in there.
no. I feel like that's a horror. I feel like that's a horror film, but also a thriller. But then there's like slasher movies, like like just hack them up.
Yeah, that's
like-
different. Yeah,
but
sure.
that's not horror.
It's just all subgenres of the
I
big
feel like there
one.
has to be suspense.
There has to be a real
know?
story to make it like,
it has to be like the unseen killer, like the you have to have a jump scare, which
Sure.
Silence of the Lambs definitely gave you,
Sure.
and obviously Halloween gave you a ton of those.
Yeah.
But it has to be like it's almost like Jaws. Like the music
the-
comes up,
there's
and
creatures.
the killer isn't there, but the fear, like the
You
hair on
know
your neck
it's
stands
there,
up.
yeah,
that's hard to me. You watch
There's
Hostel. I'm like,
creatures,
that's a
there's
hack 'em up movie.
slasher, there's
That's
supernatural.
that's a hack 'em up. That's not horror. Like there's no thrill in that.
That's
But it
like
is.
torture
That's gore.
porn.
There's gore and
Well,
there's horror.
it's a genre.
That's
It's a
what some
genre of
people
horror.
like some people
Yeah, no.
love that torture stuff. Some
They
people
do
no,
love it.
But I'm saying, but to
Yeah.
call it a horror movie is not that. It's a gore movie. It's kind of like it's
Horror
Horror falls
gore.
into the horror genre.
There's so many different genres of
So
horror.
what? But that's how I
Yeah.
feel about hip hop these days. Like, I like trap music. I'm like, that's not hip hop. That's a subgenre of it. Like, it's like calling metal.
Yeah.
It's like calling metal the Beatles. It's like that's not
Totally two different things.
The Beatles started rock music, or whoever
Yeah.
did, the Rolling Stones started. But it's not. It's like a subgenre.
It's
not
under
the
the
same
massive
thing.
bracket of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
you're getting
but-
weird here. I think there's like animals and there's mammals and reptiles and I think you're
Yeah.
you're breaking things down too.
Yeah,
weird.
no, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, but the slasher movie has no theme to like. There's no story arc to it. Like a slasher movie, you don't need to watch to catch up on it.
I don't know. Some do. What was it?
Like
Is it
Candyman
stupid?
is not the same as Scream.
Oh, well, Candyman has all kinds of social commentary in there.
That's
a lot
what
of
I'm- yeah,
horror
Candyman's
does.
a great one.
Even zombie films. You look at Dawn of the Dead, it's consumerism right there.
And it also goes generationally. Like, you can almost kind of see decade by decade the type of horror also mirrors with what society is afraid of.
Yeah.
So, like, when we were all in,
Correct.
like, all the invasion and the mind takeover movies, well, that was
Yeah.
communism.
Yeah.
And there's so many different things that can track
And then you
back
had Leprechaun
forth.
in the Hood.
Which I love so much. I will watch Leprechaun all damn
And then
day.
you had Leprechaun in the Hood, which really told the story.
Yep. I will watch Jason Takes Manhattan. I will watch Jason
Leprechaun
in
in the Hood
Space.
is actually really funny and really scary at the
And
same
Warwick
time.
Davis is a
At the same
genius.
time.
Oh, he was so
It's
creepy.
so funny. It's so funny the second time you see it. Like,
It's
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny.
I love
So fun to
Leprechaun
watch
in the Hood.
it on BET and hear it edited.
Oh. Well, I love that BET even plays it.
Yeah,
'Cause
right?
It's so racist.
Oh yeah,
It's-
completely.
But it's like
But it's
they it almost
they're
made it
making fun
racist
of
funny.
it,
Like yeah, like
though.
this is
They're commenting
this
on,
shouldn't
like,
be.
this is bullshit.
Yeah, this exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like over the top.
yeah. But then there's movies like
It's like the
people,
Stephen Colbert of racism kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there are films like People Under the Stairs.
Oh,
if you remember
wow,
that
which is
film,
fucking
which
really
is just
dark.
really in your face.
Yeah,
like,
really
hey,
dark. That oh my god,
God,
that's
that movie's
I haven't seen
good.
it in years.
Oh, it's so
I'd rewatch that
good.
again.
Oh,
There's
it's
many
so good.
Yeah, do they make good horror movies like that anymore? Is there any?
The movie Hymns coming out this year. Check out Marlon Wayans in that. 'Cause
Hymn?
It's going to be
Okay.
different than you've ever seen.
Ooh.
Hymns
Marlon
like
Wayans.
the sex pill.
Nope, just him.
It's like, okay,
One
okay,
hymn.
okay.
Oh, I don't
Not
know what
hymns,
it's about.
him.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
it's
I'm excited.
It's Jordan Peele produced it. My friend
Oh, well, there
Kira
you go.
Kelly was the director of photography, so it looks like a bajillion bucks. And Marlon Wayans plays like a football coach.
He's a good
but
fucking
it's-
actor, man.
It's
Yeah.
somehow like kind of in the world of demon stuff though,
Yeah.
because
Ooh,
he's
that's
like
right up my
getting all of
alley.
his players to like almost like join the occult to sacrifice everything to be the baddest football players. Like the trailer goes hard. We'll play it after this.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Play, just going to throw it off YouTube. Play the trailer. Fuck yeah, dude. Attached to the
I
show.
mean, the thing with Jordan Peele that I think about, it almost kind of makes me think of like Alanis Morissette, for example. Like her first record
Yeah.
was so mind blowing. Get Out was so mind blowing. It was so innovative and
hard to
thoughtful.
keep that
and
up, man.
God, how do you follow that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
just stay
There's a
relevant
lot
on
of
it,
people
really.
like that. Think Damien Chazelle and Whiplash. Are you ever gonna make
Yeah.
his movie as good as
I
Whiplash?
mean, we can name it
Yeah.
La La Land was also
Yeah.
great too. But man, to keep that pace, it's
I mean, you can say that
That's
shit about Marty
pressure.
Scorsese. I mean, there's lulls in his career compared to the beginning, like, you know,
Yeah.
or name any album, right? Nas or Led Zeppelin's first album.
Sure.
It's one of those things like, but
then
if
they
you have the
come back.
yeah, but if you have the staying power, it's like, oh, they keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like you stay with them, like, oh shit, they're
You'll get another one eventually.
yeah, they got a point they're rolling with. They're moving
Yeah.
with it.
I think of M
Yeah.
Night Shyamalan. He definitely has
Oh
bangers.
my
and
god!
He definitely has.
Well,
bangers.
he's so hit or miss.
There's a guy whose hits are so big that he can
And
allow such
misses are-
huge misses.
It's almost like Nick
But
Cage.
but
Either he's amazing, or you're like, Nick, buddy, why?
I know. Well, no, Nick became a caricature of himself. Like now it's like Nick Cage is
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan, people fucking hated him for a long time. He ain't making any hits, and then all of a sudden he came with not Breakthrough, all the psychological ones.
Well, I mean, he
Well,
had
the last
Sixth
one was
Sense.
Trap, wasn't it?
Yeah, which wasn't.
Well, no,
great.
People
Sixth
didn't
Sense.
like-
No, Sixth Sense was his big break.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he had a bunch of busts until he did that 3 parts.
The Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Gosh, what is it
When
called?
people have multiple personalities, and that one.
Split?
Yes, Split.
And
Yeah.
what was the one before
Yeah.
it? Like Unbreakable or something?
Unbreakable, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And,
Glass.
and that was there was like a
Glass, yeah,
there was a
that's
10-year
what it
gap
was.
between that, but they
Yeah.
were like, all right, well,
Yeah.
Sixth Sense is so good, we gotta give him leash. And then he
Yeah.
came back with that. I'm like, all right,
Signs was great.
Signs
I like
was great.
Signs. I did
Village
like
missed.
Signs. Village
Yeah.
was a miss. Village you saw coming like 10 minutes in. You're like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the people who didn't see it coming were
Yeah.
like, "This is great," and you look at them like, "How
How the
did you
fuck-
There
not
was
know
a
this
line
already?"
in
Yeah,
there.
well, that's
May-
what I was disappointed with
yeah.
that one. It was like M. Night Shyamalan's better at hiding it.
Yeah.
He waltzed into this ending.
Yep. There was one line where a character said, "Oh yeah, he's out in the alley." I said, "Oh, out in the alley." Oh, okay. That gave away the whole movie.
Yeah. So
was
all right,
not
so
that subtle.
let's merge the Nicolas Cage Nicolas Cage reference to end this. Let's merge the Nicolas Cage reference.
Always end on Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, of course. to the horror genre. What do you guys think about Wicker Man?
Oh no.
Did you enjoy Wicker Man?
I might watch the original instead.
There's an original besides.
Yeah, it's a remake. Am I crazy?
Yes, Wicker Man's
remake.
absolutely a remake.
Who,
It's absolutely
who
a
made the
remake.
original?
I don't know. I don't know offhand.
Oh,
But I
gotta
would
watch
say
Renfield.
I would just watch Renfield again rather than watch Wicker Man. Does that count? I thought he nailed it. He was a fun Dracula.
Yeah, The Wicker
That
Man
was
was
fun.
73 and 2006. In 2006, it was awful. And
Yeah.
I saw it.
I know, but it was so
at a
awful.
drive-in with
It-
a chick, and it was.
Yeah,
the
it was
worst.
so awful, but so creepy that I was like, and they also killed Nicolas Cage, so I was like, nobody cares if they kill the hero. So it was like one of the horror movies where it was one of the only horror
But they
movies.
did that way back Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
You know,
but it
where you're
was
like,
al-
what? You killed the main guy?
No, but it was also one of the horror movies where you killed the protagonist and people were rooting for him.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like he should be burned.
Oh,
You know,
I
like,
see.
like,
Yeah.
no one's ever rooted for the protagonist being lit on fire. Except for
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
By the end of it, like, that's what you deserve. And not because I don't even like Nick. I mean, fuck Nick Cage and like or dislike him. I couldn't believe that the character put himself in that position. Like, he should be burned, fucking idiot. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that character deserves to die for being that dumb. In this, how did he live through this horror movie this long?
Yeah,
he
right?
should be burned. You
What
know,
about Long Legs? Did you guys see Long Legs?
Oh no.
Yes,
I liked it. I liked it.
My expectations were higher. They had such their marketing
got a
was
real
too
diva over
good.
here.
Like if I would have went in knowing nothing, maybe it would have
Fair.
been different.
I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I'm just gonna watch it.
Their marketing was
Fair.
so good, and so
Fair.
this is the next Silence of the Lambs and everything.
Well,
to
that's a
where-
bold statement.
and all they did was throw that in my face for months. So I went to it opening night.
He got
like,
attacked by the fucking
That's
production
a
company.
huge gamble. Oh,
Yeah.
why would you put that pressure on yourself? That's crazy.
And then people even went to the internet to say, "Man, what a great marketing campaign they had."
No,
You
the
helped them out.
Blair Witch was a great marketing
Oh, my
campaign
God.
because none of us knew what the hell was happening. We all thought it was real.
I know,
No one
well,
knew what the hell was happening with Longlegs. They almost did it just the way Blair Witch did. It was very smart.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
almost
caught
did
the
it.
second wave of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they almost did it.
Oh. Sam, I'm so glad I finally
I
got
live
you
here
on.
now. Wait,
I
what?
know.
We're not stopping.
We usually do an hour. I think we doubled that on this one.
We've just started her podcast now.
Yeah, we're just onto the horror podcast. Hey, you got a show to get to, and I got to go home and make dinner.
Oh,
It's so much fun. Tell people where they can
Thank
find
you.
you. Tell them about your podcast, where they can find you, where they can follow you on social media.
should I
Let them
say
know.
it to the camera?
Whoever you want to.
No. So my show is called Horror Nerd Comedy. We do it once a month at the Hollywood Improv.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm touring it wherever I can get my little tentacles in there. Super excited for my birthday weekend in October. We're doing Tempe Improv, which I'm
Ooh.
very excited
Oh,
about.
one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah,
Love
God,
the
it's
Tempe
such a
Improv.
great theater. The staff is rad.
Yeah.
I love that place. But I also like to do it like in weird places. Midsummer Scream, which is a huge horror convention in August. Super excited about that. I'm literally doing the Buffy convention next week.
You look a little Buffy-ish.
But they do it at the actual high school where they shot the show.
Oh, really?
Which
That's
is pretty cool. And then the super cool thing. Do you guys have HBO Max?
Of course.
Okay. Have you watched The Mortician?
I have not.
Okay,
no.
look up The Mortician. It's about the Lamb family mortuary in Pasadena, and it was a family business. Got later on in life, like their grandson took it over, and he was doing some fucked up stuff, like some really, really horrible
Little
true
dommed
crime,
out.
dark stuff.
Yeah, a little dommed out.
I also do my show there. It's called Missing at the Mortuary. Noelle and Allison are these two amazing badass girls who went in last year. They're like, you know what? We're going to turn this creepy place into an escape room, which is so cool. And so we've been doing the show there. We're doing it on Friday the 13th, which is exciting.
Oh, nice.
I know.
Good grab.
And then I do have a podcast called Horror Nerds Plural because there's three of us. And our co-host Anthony, he does it outside of Boston, so this is why I'm so comfortable.
Well, there's a lot more of you in the whole world, so there's a lot of listeners out there for the hard nerds.
Yeah. So and it's available where all your podcast fixes can be found.
I'm so glad I finally got you to get down here.
Yeah,
And
thank
we
you.
really made the most of it. Mike did an extra hour. He's not even asking for more money. Look at him. We got to talk about horror
We
for the last
talked about
hour.
things I
We
like.
talked about scary movies, so it's
Talk
okay.
about horror for now. He's happy. Thanks so much for
Yeah.
doing this, Sam.
Thank you.
Guys, follow Sam, please. Follow me at Randy Valero. Follow the podcast at Ready Siplo. All the shit I should say at the beginning of the podcast, but I don't. I'm terrible at marketing. I love you guys. Talk to you next week. Bye.